our first time to present on this side of the stage. We're going to be doing another presentation on Saturday with many more things. And I wonder if I stop talking if you stop the clock. I'm really excited about seeing Chris Green do Louie Louie. That's really why I'm up here, so I get back to you at that. Duncan, can you show the helicopter? This is a drone. You may have seen these before. What you might be able to see on one of the screens is what you look like. So he's going to fly this around. This has been out for a few years. We actually found this at Macworld.
Where do you see yourself?
It's made out of styrofoam, so it won't hurt you. But what we've done is we first tried this to take pictures of aerial things in a farm system where we are. So we do a lot of projects with that. Can you see me okay? I got it. So where we took this is the next page. So what we did is we saw this drone and we said, this is really, really neat. We'd like to be able to fly it with an iPad, which is what it does. The next step of this is inertial navigation. You can actually move the iPad around. Many of you guys have seen this before. And we decided to take it to the next level. We actually hacked the first few versions of this and made it so we could have ranges of up to miles away by using big antennas. That's a whole other story if you're interested. But the real place I wanted to take this is we got this emotive headset. So you see my student over here, Duncan, is wearing an elaborate hairnet, which is actually reading his brainwaves. And this is what his brainwaves look like that. Not right now because we couldn't get working the Bluetooth. It's getting a lot of interference. I'm sure he still has brainwaves. But this is what his brainwaves would look like. And we've actually got this, Duncan's got this, so that he can actually fly the quadrotor with his brain, which is pretty darn cool. So what you're seeing right now, I'm glad he's doing it with the iPad instead of his brain, because if he thought of something else, he might take it in a certain direction. The real reason we got this headset, he's wearing right over there, first of all, was to control an automated building. Then the students decided they wanted to find out what kind of teacher I am, so they wore the headset and it can actually tell if you're bored or engaged. So I taught them different methods and they can tell when I was striking out, which was enlightening. And then we decided to actually find out if iBooks are more engaging than normal textbooks. So we did an experiment for an entire year last year with the headset. All the time, Duncan was experimenting with this and learning how to actually control this with his mind. So one of the interesting things about this is that when you train the helicopter, you have to think of a certain thing. So there's a training regimen and you get an identity. And you train this with an orange box that moves back and forth. One of the things that Duncan actually discovered was that if you are listening to music, for example, it will associate that music with that action. So Duncan was training the helicopter to do a certain action. Certain music was on in the background. Later on, when he wasn't training the helicopter, that music came on, the helicopter did that action. So you have to be careful what you're thinking about with this. And I know you guys all know where this is going, is if we're going to control real things with this, we have to have really good discipline. So the next step is that that's what the brain looks like, and this is what the simulator looks like. So we would normally have this live, and on Saturday we will have this live. But when Duncan flies it with his mind, you'll actually see the simulator move around, and if the helicopter is live, you'll actually see the helicopter move. And that's where we're going to go with this, literally. Now, where would this go in the future? Well, we want to extend the range. We want to make it so that we can do this farther and farther away. We want to make it more useful. Some of the things that this could be used for is for cinematography. There are a lot of film people here at the conference this year. And you can imagine that instead of having a helicopter with a camera on it flying around taking movies of New Zealand for Hobbit movies, you could actually have one of these quadrotors for this. The next version of this actually has a little bit more automation to it, and that is it has GPS, so you can program these, and there's a whole league of people that have turned these into programmable airbots that they can fly through their neighborhood. So good, bad, or ugly, that's kind of where we're headed with this. So that's the quadrotor helicopter. And the brainwave headset that he's wearing, I don't know if you can turn around. You want to land that and show them what the headset looks like? That'd probably be a good thing. Yeah. It also has an interesting feature that when it runs out of batteries, it has a blinking light and it says I'm landing by emergency and it goes down. So Duncan, you want to turn around a little bit? And I don't know if your mic will go out there, but can you see the headset? Yeah. So this connects by Bluetooth. It has a range of about 60 or 70 feet. One of the things that we did when we were testing our education stuff is that we were actually measuring 2 or 3 students with the brainwave thing to see if they were engaged or not, and we could actually do differentiated learning and find out if some people were visual learners, some people were auditory learners, and we think this is the next step in education instead of doing tests.
Bill, I'm going to cut you job in 5 minutes.
Great.
Nice job. I realized I was remiss in not actually identifying myself. I am Macworld Senior Editor Dan Warren. I'm your host for the evening. I thought we should jump right in because I thought that would be a good way of experiencing what Rapid Fire has to offer. So, as we get set up here, our next presentation is going to be